A Cautionary Tale, Mokoto and Enya, the chicken the Mokoto. In the sun-baked, dust-kissed village of Isimokoto lived a man named Mokoto. He was poor, truly and undeniably so, possessing little more than the threadbare tunic on his back, a crumbling mud hut, and one solitary treasure, a plump speckled hen he called Anya. Anya was not an ordinary chicken. Every morning, with predictable grace, she would deposit 1 or 2 perfect golden brown eggs. This eggs was the slender thread that tethered Mokoto to survival. He would boil 1 egg for his meager breakfast, a small dollop of nourishment to face the day. The remaining eggs from the week, sometimes 3 or more, he would carry to the market and sell. The coppers he earned were enough to buy a handful of lentils, a sliver of salt, and the occasional piece of firewood. Mokoto lived this way. It was a life of harsh limits, but it was stable. He respected Anya, treating her with cracked corn and fresh water, grateful for the miraculous sustenance she provided, egg by steady egg. He was poor, yes, but he was not starving. One particularly good day at the market, a wealthy merchant, seeing Mokoto's fine eggs, overpaid him. That evening, Mokoto sat alone in his hut, turning the extra, heavier coin over in his hand. A dark thought began to take root in his mind, watered by the glint of the silver. A single egg or few more a day. It takes too long, the thought whispered. If only I could get all her eggs at once, the fortune she holds inside. I could buy a dozen more chickens. I could buy a small plot of land. I could stop worrying about the rain, the cold, and the next meal. The image of instant wealth, a life without want, a life of respect and ease swelled up inside him, smothering the quiet gratitude he once held. His humility and patience curdled into a scorching greed. "Why wait?" he muttered, the decision hardening in his heart like cold stone. "She must be full of eggs. I will take them all, and tomorrow I shall be a wealthy man." The very next morning, before Anya had a chance to lay her daily gift, Mokoto approached her coop with a new, cruel resolve. He ignored her soft clucking, her innocent confusion. Driven by the fever of his sudden, avaricious ambition, he seized the hen and, with a swift, devastating blow, killed her. He then set to work, trembling with excitement, convinced that a treasure trove of hundreds of eggs, a lifetime's fortune, lay waiting to be plucked from her warm body. But when he looked inside the poor hen, there was no cascade of eggs. There was no hidden bounty. There was only the ordinary flesh and bone of a single chicken and a few partially formed, useless yolks, none of which were ready to be sold, boiled, or traded. Mokoto stared at the lifeless, ordinary remains, the heavy silence of his hut pressing in on him. His wealth, his dream, his entire means of survival had been concentrated into the single, living, daily gift he had destroyed for the promise of a fantasy. He had sacrificed the steady, certain source of his livelihood for the fleeting, imaginary riches of a single, impulsive act of greed. From that day forward, the small, regular coins stopped coming. Mokoto was forced to eat the meat of Anya, which lasted him only a few short days. After that, his hut was truly empty. He had traded patience and stability for a moment of destructive madness. The man who had been merely poor was now utterly destitute, left with nothing but the bitter, echoing lesson of his own immense folly. You see, in life, even when we aspire to a better position and a better life, it is imperative to plan based on what you have available and not what you are hoping to have. Please, if this message has impacted your decisions in a positive way, please like, share, and follow us for more useful life lessons. Messages. Thank you and God bless you. Story is by Agbai Eki.